How's it going, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Ruffle Rowlet, and welcome back to a brand new video, guys. Now, today, I've got myself some information that I want to share with you guys that I think is worthwhile. So, as you all may remember, not too long ago, I made a video called, specifically, Chinese Riddler, New Information, and Pokemon Direct in the Horizon. Now, of course, you may be like, okay, which one of the million videos you make, Ruffle Rowlet, which one was that? But basically, in this video, I talked about the Chinese Riddler returning, and he was on Tieba Baidu, or whatever it's called, which is like the search engine for the Chinese market, so to say. It's basically their Google. And they have like forums and stuff on it, but basically on that forum or that platform, he had posted a bunch of information, like a lot of information about Pokemon for 2019, the future, etc. Like a bunch of information was basically posted, and right now, one of those pieces of info has been kind of confirmed, which I didn't see coming, but it's real. So I thought it'd be fun to just kind of cover it and talk about it right here. So let's get right into it, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get right into it. So, here we go, guys. Now, first thing you'll notice is this right here. So, Cerebi.net tweeted out that a special subset of Detective Pikachu trading card game cards are hitting Japan in April 2019. And more details, of course, are going to be listed on Cerebi, which we'll go over it and check out. But now you may be wondering, okay, what's the deal with this, Ruffle Rowlet? Why should I care about, some TCG cards showing up for the Detective Pikachu movie? Why is this important? Well, this is something that was mentioned by the Chinese Riddler, which we didn't know. I never saw a TCG set for Detective Pikachu coming my way. I literally did not see this coming. I didn't think about it. Maybe you guys did. Again, personally, with my opinion inserted here, I did not see this coming. I did not expect him to do this, but he knew that, which just kind of opens up the door for this Chinese Riddler most likely having some more information that would be worthwhile. He's been correct in the past as well, by the way. I have some information here to talk about some of the things that he was correct about, and I'll share that, but let's get, down to the dirty first, which is what Cerebi says about these TCG cards. So, various Japanese retailers have revealed details about an upcoming trading card game sets in Japan. First, on April 26, 2019, a special subset of at least 24 cards will be released based on the upcoming Detective Pikachu live-action movie. This set will be released in the West 3-out special promotional boxes. Following that, on May the 31st, 2019, a new set called Miracle Twin, focusing on Mew and Mewtwo, which, by the way, Miracle Twin, we now know what that's for. It was a TCG set, as predicted. I remember when the first time I covered it, the person who I read it from, I think it was like Poke Experto at the time, and I think it was only listed as a video game thing, and then, like a bit later, it was updated that, it was listed for video games, trading cards, everything, right, so it was in that category, and that's like, I remember telling you guys, like, yeah, this is most likely for the TCG cards and whatever, when I talked about it later on, so yeah, and it makes sense also, because I remember, like, talking about this the other day, saying that the Miracle Twin thing could also be just related to, a new TCG set related to the movie, Mewtwo Strikes Back, and boom, that's essentially what it is. It's the Mew and Mewtwo, kind of set or whatever. Now, this set consists of over 94 cards. This set will likely be released in the West around August 2019. Fair enough, and that's about it for that information. So now you may be wondering, okay, so Ruffled, okay, we know there's a bunch of TCG sets coming. We get the gist of it. Now, what else do you have to say here? Like, why am I here? Why am I watching this? What does this have to do with Generation 8? Well, the TCG sets for Mewtwo, not important in terms of what we're talking about here, but the Detective Pikachu ones are important, because that would confirm what he was saying here. That would confirm what he was saying on Tieba right here. How do you say that? Baidu? I'm just going to call it Baidu, okay? So on Baidu, he was specifically saying, a bunch of different pieces of info. And I have a basic rundown here of what the person who translated this for me basically broke all the stuff he said down. And also some other stuff that he's predicted in the past, as well as the image he left that had the Detective Pikachu merch that he, also mentioned. So let's just read what we have right here in the actual translations. So point number 1, Yusuke Omura returns to Game Freak after leaving. This is one of the artists that left, and he's back. Now, remember, we have, let me think, so Sugimori, we have, James Turner, we have, I think, we have, Omura as well, and also a fourth person, the man who made, Darkrai, Celebi, and Rayquaza. I can't remember what his name was again, but if you guys check out the Game Freak, like the new series on Game Freak's channel, if you check out the announcement, you'll see him. He's the second person in that video to be mentioned. He is another artist that's done a lot of crazy designs, like Rayquaza, which is awesome, Darkrai, which is one of the best looking designs ever, Celebi, really awesome design. He's made like a lot of, I think he made Wobbuffet as well. He's made a lot of cool designs though, and he's also back. So my point is this: clearly, they have a lot of people back on Game Freak right now, a lot of artists that are really really good. I mean, Sugimori back at it again. You know, you got James Turner jumping in. Sure, people have some issues with some of the James Turner's designs, but I think most of his stuff is like really awesome. Then again, that's just my opinion. If you think differently, all good. You also have Yusuke Omura here back, who made, I can't remember exactly what he made. I think he made, what's the name of that bloody thing? He made a lot of Pokemon, I think, back, like, during Generation 4. He worked on a few Pokemon there. So, basically, my point is this. A lot of, like, really good designers for the Pokemon Company are back inside there, and they've been back for a while now, and clearly working on big stuff, which I would assume would be Generation 8. Is what they might have been working on, which gets me excited, because that just means a lot of possibilities. So, hey, he's back. That's awesome. What else? Well, the first time in the Pokemon history, the movie wasn't released in December, which he just mentioned. I'm not sure if that really held any, like, specific value or whatever, but it was released on the 1st of January, sorry. 1st of January is when we got the Mewtwo Strikes Back trailer, which was just a little bit of a teaser. In reality, it wasn't even a trailer, to be honest. Either way, according to the merchandise, it seems that the pre-orders for 2019 games will start around March or April, which is really interesting now that I think about it. If the games are going to be pre-orderable in March or April, would the actual announcement then be like March, based on that? I mean, actually no, it wouldn't be March. It would be February, and then in March, like a little bit later, they would actually open up, you know, I guess the ability to pre-order it, which means that we most likely, if this is true, by the way, that means that the reveal won't hold as much gameplay as we expect it to be, you know what I mean? It won't show us so much that it would ruin the whole, like, game, but it would show us probably some gameplay and also the names of the games, most likely, when we get the reveal. Now, number 4, the naming of Pokemon is around 50% finished at this stage. I think he means Chinese names. So, what he's talking about here is, like, as you guys may know, the Japanese, the Japanese have always had, you know, like, problems with the Chinese, but Nintendo specifically has been expanding into China and trying to, you know, capture that market. Pokemon is one of the biggest games they've done that with, because if you guys remember, Sun and Moon, I think, was actually translated, and this was also told to me by someone. A big thank you to them, because I didn't think about this, but the games are actually have now been translated into Chinese as well, so the Chinese market can also play the games, so that they can also sell the games there and also apply to that market. So this makes sense. If they're 50% finished at this stage with the translation of the names, now that makes also sense with what Pixelpar posted, which is that they are still hiring people for translations, which I guess now they're hiring people to do merchandise translations, or at least, not merchandise, but like a promotional translation, so to say, which makes total sense. Now, the game's script has started to, but during Sun and Moon, they changed the script later, so this could occur this time too. Rework and repair. So apparently, I'm not sure what that means in terms of script. I mean, the games are already made. What we know, they've been in development for like almost, by the time they come out, it'll be 5 years since the game has been started development. They would have been 5 years old at this point, which is weird to me that they would say this game's script has started too. I guess he talks about the translation here, but during Sun and Moon, they had changed the script later, so this could occur this time too. So basically, they're, what I guess we're trying to get across here is that they're like translating the script into Chinese, and this, again, this guy is posting for the Chinese community here, you know what I mean? He's talking to the Chinese audience, and that makes sense, you know, he's telling them, hey, so, you know, for us, the Chinese audience, the translations for, you know, us have been started. So yeah, it's interesting. I don't know what else to say about that, but at least we know that they are hard at work. So, next thing, he also said that the first Sun and Moon game script was very dark. Team Skull had completely different personalities, which is interesting that you mentioned that. Also, I would assume that Team Skull was like somewhat different in China, because I know like skulls are banned in China. You're not allowed to have like skulls in video games or in media in general, because they have like this superstition about skulls and whatnot and death. But yeah, so again, just hit my microphone. But that's that. So what else do we have? So last thing we want to just kind of include here, the reason I want to bring this up is because, again, like this information is interesting and worthwhile talking about, because again, this dude clearly got something right, which was, if you like read through this and try to look at it, you know, in a little bit of a better lens, because I just got like little quick like tidbits of what he was saying, but he did mention in the text right here, he did talk about Detective Pikachu TCG cards. I think around here, yeah. TCG card groups have already been announced, etc., etc. Live action movie series will become a new money-saving artifact, and promotion means, of course, there are only a handful of successful examples of successful reforms and live action movies. So he's talking about here that, like, basically the TCG cards are going to be coming out for Detective Pikachu, and that Detective Pikachu can be a new money-making method for them, and, you know, the live action movies can be a new, a new money source for them if they can play their cards right, and if it works out well with this brand new Pikachu, you know, Detective Pikachu movie. So that's what it brings up there. Then also here is just some information for those who are curious about the Chinese Riddler. This is the stuff that he knows. He's basically riddled, he was the one who released the riddles for Komodo, Oranguru, and even Ultra Beast UB Burst. Anybody thought UB Burst was for Sun and Moon, but that ended up being, I guess, for that ended up being for oh boy, I think that was for Ultra Sun and Moon, right? So, and he also said Sun and Moon would have a Toucan Pokemon, which ended up being Toucanon or whatever. I think he originally said that he thought Toucanon was the main one, but actually it was Pikipek that was the first stage. Either way. And of course, the Pikachu merchandise that I showed earlier also as well. Just want to show this again just to get you guys the point across. But also, the final thing I want to show in this video is this right here, ladies and gentlemen. So, this is Meltan showing up in the Pokemon Sun and Moon anime. Now, people have been saying that, like, you know, I originally when I saw this, I was like, okay, isn't this like a bit of a confirmation that, you know, that like even another confirmation that Meltan is a Gen 7 Pokemon? But then, of course, I forgot that we've had other Pokemon show up in the anime that were from another generation in the future, or a future generation, right? I think Munchlax is like the best, you know, example, I guess, of that. I would assume and say. But the point I want to get across though is that Meltan here is not just in the anime, you know, as well, but it's also been confirmed through the fact that the you know Meltan's what's it called again? Asset ID, not Pokédex number. Its asset ID is within the range of Gen 7 still, and hasn't leaped up to the number that it should be if it's a Gen 7 Pokemon. And since they're using the same models, and they're going to probably use the same models and the same assets for Gen 8, that should, once we see Gen 8, we should be getting a bit of a better indication once we look at the asset files, once it's been data mined. We will know exactly if it's a Gen 7 or Gen 8 Pokemon, but based on the asset numbers they've gone with and the asset IDs they've ran with for like the last, I don't know, 5 years or so, 6 years now, it literally proves that, you know, that's how they do these things, and that's how they determine which Pokemon's for what generation. And Meltan ends up in the numbers where specifically Gen 7 is. So that's just the point I want to get across with that, guys. So either way, that is it for this video, guys. If you did enjoy, then drop a like down below. If you guys want to see more videos like this one, then feel free to just simply leave a like and subscribe for future videos. And yeah, sorry about the setup being a little bit less interesting. Of course, I don't have the lights on right now. I just didn't want to turn them on for this video. I just want to be really quick and just get this video out because I got to go out and take care of my baby brother. Just need to take him outside and just let him just like run around the wild. But either way, guys, thanks so much for watching though. My name's Ruffle Reality. Have yourselves a great day, and bye bye, ladies and gentlemen.